So, I mean, we'll see what we can do. For those, I'm gonna say, so again, those of you joining us a little bit late, and this is, obviously one item of business in a number of things that are going on today. Hi, welcome to the first of we have changed everything regarding Canvas and Pearson for fall 2023. And yeah, we're still getting it obviously loaded up and set correctly. Luba, if you have anything to say, just throw it in the chat bar. We'll field it from there. That's fine. Hopefully we'll have a couple other people show up. That would be kind of useful. I mean, as far as I know, the only ones who have excused absences right now are Zach Garofalo, who's doing, welcome back to school at his high school, and Frank McGrade, who lives in Portland, Oregon. But yeah, that's a little unsettling. Anyway, yeah, here's the rundown. Over the course of the summer, we received notification that all of the editions of the books that we had been using, the Pearson, or all the Pearson books, all the Blitzer book with the chili pepper on the front, the Triola book with the kites or the laundry or whatever that was flapping in the wind, all of that was getting phased out like an old iPhone. They were moving up to new editions. And together with that, I have been busy trying to get the Canvas templates sorted out and updated correctly. Part of that also is the revised student homework access thing. We are no longer using the single code for each of the sections for each of the texts. And that's what we're here to do today, is to figure out how to do that for everybody, because it is not an immediately intuitive process. It ties in with the bookstore, with Follett, who's running things, and in general seems designed to be as complicated as possible. So with that in mind, we have two very adept and wonderful people here to talk us through this process. Alex, what's up?
Okay, so as Patrick sort of gave the background, in the past we had codes that we were distributing to the students. This time around, students are going to get their codes in their Canvas shell. So for students, it's super important that they reveal their code in Canvas. And they're going to do that by clicking on the Brightwave link that Patrick has added to each of the templates. As a quick aside, Patrick, does everybody have their own shells? Did we cascade those shells down yet? Have we copied out?
No, I'm actually to respond to Nick, I'm still getting some scheduling stuff finalized. I'm looking at, this is partially I'm taking notes. We're going to get this down and figured out, but we're going to be, Luba just lost us, shoot.
Can you show us where they can access?
Yes.
The Canva?
Okay. Yeah.
So Patrick, let's go into your 103 course, because you have a 103 section.
I have the first of my what will be two 103 sections. And yeah, everything that I've got going on with scheduling is on something. Did you say 102 or 103? 103.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's not do this one. Let's do the template, because that one's a little further along right now. I'm hoping, I say, I've got to get it done before, as soon as possible. But yeah, this is the one that's more updated at the moment. So let's do that. So what are we looking for here? We're looking at, I think it's in modules actually right now, is at the bottom of modules, we have this thing tucked in here, the two different ways to spell Brightwave. And say the marketing departments weren't talking with each other that week, but we have two different at the bottom of modules will be this thing called Brightwave, and this will be on everyone: 103, 106, 203, 109.
And this is something I think we talked about, maybe moving this to the very top of the list.
Yeah, that's. I mean, here, I guess I can do that right now just to make it a little easier for everybody. But yeah.
So when students come in here, the first step is to go to modules and click on Brightwave course materials. When they do,
get that booted all the way up. This is going to get cleaned up a lot too, but
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right. Actually, let me pop that. So good. That's live. All right. So we're into this, and we go to.
So this is what the students will see. So they're going to click on here to reveal their access code. And students are going to copy the code to the clipboard so that they have it saved. And then the next step is for them to click on MyLab and Mastering in the left-hand nav bar and register for the MyLab. And
Oh, this is easy. Okay.
yeah, so now they'll open MyLab and Mastering. If you do it as an instructor, it's going to put you in automatically.
Right.
But for students, they'll get to two-step registration process. First step will be create your Pearson account. Second step, it will say enter your access code, and they're just going to paste that code right in, and then they're good to go. They're off to the races.
It's not much different than what it used to be.
Correct. Yeah. So you guys used to maybe email the codes to them or post it somewhere in Canvas. So now they're just getting individualized codes. So that's another thing that you may want to keep an eye on. Everybody's code is different. So they're algorithmic codes. So each student gets their own individual code. There is a second piece to this. Students, this is our inclusive access, right, at U of Bridgeport, where students are paying for their course materials through their tuition.
Mhm.
They do have the ability to opt out of this. So before, we were sort of doing a backdoor billing. So students didn't really have the ability to opt out before. By law, we now that we're sort of doing things on the up and up the way that they're supposed to be done, we have to give them the ability to opt out, right? So if students opt out and say, I do not want to be billed for inclusive access, I do not want to be billed for my course materials through my tuition, I want to go shop for my course materials on my own, they have that ability.
Okay.
If they opt out, they can go and purchase access directly through Pearson or go somewhere else to find the access code. But it will be harder, it will be more expensive. So for students, it's really important that you explain, if you opt out, you're going to be paying more money for this code than if you just put it in your tuition. That is the least expensive way to get your access.
Yeah.
If they opt out, they can always opt back in. So they have up until add drop to sort of, pick and choose, so that if they opt out, they can opt back in up until add drop. So really, for you all, making sure that link, that students know where that link is to reveal their code in modules, is the number one thing that we wanted to express today. And then the second thing is that when you click on MyLab and Mastering for the first time, when you get your course shell, you're going to have to click on the Get Started button to create your shell. And Patrick has templates.
We have the templates, and we have the course codes that go along with the templates. The
course IDs, yeah.
Once the ironic thing is, once we get past the Canvas shells and we get back into MyLab, that hasn't changed. That's still going to be exactly the same. The questions may be slightly updated, but the functions that we've had with that all along are going to be the same. At the same time, we are losing that god awful pre-test mastery whatever janky as get out homework setup once and for all. I'm going through and killing it off. And yes, at the very end, say for right now, if nothing else, just assign homeworks out of the question banks at the end of every unit, every chapter. That's what I've been doing in my classes for a couple of years now. It works beautifully. The kids are pretty tuned into it. You constantly have to say, oh yeah, I missed something because my grandmother was in the hospital or something. You go back and change the date. That homework system was responsible, I think, for more dropouts than anything else directly. This also ties in, I think, with the simpler algebra component from 103. So that's its own separate thing.
As an aside, anybody who is teaching 103, this is a new iteration of the custom course.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a copy of your old 103 course the codes that your students are getting will not work in that old copy.
Yeah.
So if you are teaching 103 this fall, it is imperative that you copy Patrick's template here. If you tell me I have assignments in my old template, that's fine. We can import those over, but you have to use this shell from Patrick if you're teaching 103, because this is a new rollout of 103.
Yeah, we've already bumped into this. Joe had issues getting, his course code to load up correctly because he was using the old template with the new course code for MyLab, and the two were not compatible. So we're seeing that in more than just 103 right now.
Got it. Okay. So, and that goes for then 106 too, where
103, 106, and probably 203 by extension. 103, I think
102
is,
should be okay.
yeah,
103, 106, and 203.
right.
I think Joanne was already using the new edition for 203.
Yes, she was. She's our flagship pilot here. She's amazing at that, and
Okay.
we'll just,
Awesome. So it is my recommendation that you use the templates that Patrick has here in his course ID so that the codes that your students will work. If you have assignments from an old course and you don't want to start from scratch with assignment building, let me know and we can pull those assignments into your new templates.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. And yes, I will not go into detail about how ridiculous this summer has been, but I am hauling my ass to get through this 103 template in particular and get this set up for everybody to have it out in good shape, probably today. We'll see how much time I have to do about it. You're seeing interruption number 1 behind me. Interruption number 2 is still sleeping in her crib, but yeah, I want to get that up as I'm finishing scheduling and some other stuff, because this summer has just not been reasonable, but that's okay. Okay, keep going. What else?
Okay, so, and do we need to do a walkthrough of assignment creation in MyLab?
Done that before. That one's actually, I mean, that's
Okay.
really just, I mean, that one's, instructor
easy.
tools, assignment manager, create assignment, create homework, and go in from there. This is the most intuitive part of the whole thing. Again, all this garbage underneath that I'm clearing out right now is the stuff that's no.
And I will make note, if you see that orange button where it says try new version, so this is our old interface. The new version of this is
Oh,
much
that's
nicer.
right. Yes. It's
Joanne, do
prettier.
you not like it, the new version?
I just hadn't switched over yet. Oh, so there's create, and you go and create homework, and it's nice and soft and round and aqua.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's exactly the same thing after that. All right, we're in good shape with that. So let's kill that off and go back to there.
Oh, the last thing on here is grade sync. So once you pair your course with the Open MyLab and Mastering, you'll pair your course. And then the last thing you'll do is come over here to grade sync. And when you hit grade sync, you can bring your assignments over.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's, and say, by the way, and I say that's even worth going back in and pointing that out. When you do these assignments, I had one case of this where I didn't really pick up on this, and it drove me absolutely insane for a whole semester, as if everything else doesn't. But when you do this, make sure that you click this box right here. Send Graham's to the assignment for the, that is, because otherwise you're gonna be like, why isn't 2.6 showing up in my grade book? I have to put it in by hand or something like that, yes.
Oh, and let me show you actually where a good place to go is to see what is syncing over. So if you go to your grade book on the left-hand nav bar here.
Grade book on the left-hand, okay, so instructor, where's grade book?
Instructor grade book, yep.
Oh, instructor grade book, got it.
So here at the very top, if you click on grade sync settings, this will, anything in that right-hand column with the blue check mark is being sent over to Canvas.
That's convenient. Okay, good.
But this is where too, if you're like, oh, I don't want that assignment, you can uncheck it.
So
or
I'll do that right now.
And then the important part here is to make sure you hit save and then done, and then everything will sync up with Canvas.
Good. Okay. Done. I'm still busy clearing that stuff out. Okay. Cool. So yeah, the student code process is actually a lot easier than I feared it would be, so that helps a good bit. We're still trying to deal with the test bank process. That's going to be in the works. That's fine. Again, I think, recommendation for everybody, worst case scenario, and they would use the same questions anyway if we're getting them from Pearson, is that we can set up the exam. You can set up the exams in this thing. Same process. Assignment manager.
Yeah.
Assignment manager, set this up, create test, and it'll do the same thing. And you can choose from, this and
And these are the test banks that we have loaded in the MyLab are the same test banks that you would download from instructor resources.
yeah, that's why I'm looking at that, and that's what I'm thinking about with this. And you would again pick the unit, discrete probability distributions, pick the 6 questions, normal probability. Yeah.
If you click that little, oh, my arrow moved. If you click that button over here where it says, oh, hold on, show additional test bank questions.
Oh, fun. Okay, and that'll add in more.
Those are the test banks that you would download and what you're trying to upload into Canvas. So anything that's appended with TB is test bank.
Okay, good.
Those are all of your test bank questions.
All right.
You must.
That's for those of us who use the Canvas exams instead of the paper exams. And I know that that's sort of a split between some of us. Some people like the online exams. Some of us like the paper exams. That's, again, it's a backup option maybe for this semester alone, but it's something that we at least have to work with.
And if you want to
I have a question about the DL aspect. Okay. So I have been using Canvas for the exams, specifically with the test bank from forever ago, the questions, because I need to do like a part 1 with Respondus and then like a part 2 where they can use Excel for my 203s, because they're DL, they're home, they're somewhere, they're presumably able to cheat. So what can we do? Like if I were to choose to use MyLab, how does that work as far as them being able to use StatCrunch or whatever they're using to complete the question if they're supposed to be locking down?
Yeah, so you can link Respondus to MyLab.
Okay.
So all you have to do is actually put in your institution code, which can be found in Canvas. So if you know where your institution code is, you go to your MyLab settings and you put that into the Respondus settings. And so that links the MyLab and the Respondus. And when you deliver the Respondus piece of it with your MyLab exam, you basically say, don't use the lockdown browser if you want them to open StatCrunch, because you're still using the Respondus video capture. So if you know what I mean? So if you have Respondus on here, you can kind of pick and choose those features.
Okay.
And since if you guys have, the best thing is when you have an institutional Respondus and you can just link this right up to the MyLab. So
making a little asterisk on my notes here.
And the other thing is too, is if you want to do like print tests, so if you're not DL and if you want to do print test, you can still create the test in here. Don't assign it, right? Just so the students can't see it, but you create it for your own edification and then you print it from here. So
that's what I did before I did DL. I do an A, B, and C with a key.
Yeah. See, Joanne can do our training for us. And you're right, Joanne, you can print variations of that from the MyLab too. So you can make your printed test a little bit algorithmic. So I do think the rigmarole of putting it into Canvas, the test things, and then creating the test from Canvas, that's a lot since everything's already in the MyLab, but again, your choice on whatever is easiest for you.
All right. No, good. This is working out a little bit better than I expected. Okay, so yeah, we're still going to keep working on the test bank thing a little bit later on. Let me get this version of the template done as quickly as possible and set up for everybody, like again, hopefully today. I've got this and some other stuff. So I also want to finish the scheduling, which is its own issue. Nick, watch for an update on that one fairly soon. I may be adding another section or two in certain timeframes, just the way that things are working out. And I have to remind myself to do this earlier because, you know, whoever it is at Sacred Heart that gets all of you people at like 9 o'clock in the morning is my sworn mortal enemy this semester. Okay. And
He's on sabbatical right now, so you can't get a hold of him.
Is he?
How convenient.
Maybe he's writing another calc book. I love that he got to do the Idiot's Guide. That was so cool.
Oh my God, no. All right, yeah, yeah, between, I say, I have my own things. Anna would be even more in this case for various reasons, but yeah. Like I said, stay tuned on that one. I've got, so here, I say, so let me get this done for everybody today. Let me get the scheduling figured out. I've got a couple dual enrollment things that I have to get sorted out. That's something. And yeah, we have less than a week to go on this. And I'm thinking, and say, obviously we're missing a pile of people here. This is a little bit unsettling, but okay, fine. We'll do what we can. Halil at least should be here, goofball. Okay. So that's getting the students in. That's actually like, you know, thankfully that's easy. Anybody else have any questions right now?
My only question is, I've already copied my RNDL and edited pages, so I don't know how you doing this is gonna.
If you've already copied it over, and you should be, if
because I'll need the Brightwave, but
that's a good question.
You copied over your Canvas shell already?
Yeah, for one of my 2 sections, because I was like, hey, I can just start editing my assignment dates and stuff.
Okay, so let's get the Brightwave link put into your shell.
Yeah,
then.
I think and so you can do that individually into each shell as if you've already got it decently prepped. So that should be okay.
So do you want to show Joanna how to add that in?
You do it.
Is it just adding a widget and I just have to find the right widget?
Yeah,
So,
basically. Oh, wait, it's in.
Where did we go to? We went to Follett Discover.
Follett Discover.
Okay. Yes.
All right, yeah, here, if you've already got something mostly set up, here we have, you know, all of this. Okay. So yeah, you would be looking at, oh, and I have to do this. Okay, fine. You know, this one.
Okay.
Just, you know, so you would click on that. View details, adopt it. Since it's already loaded up, I'm assuming that there would be something that would say, you know, adopt or add or something, and it would get flown into
no, I don't think this is where we added the link. I think this is where we just checked to make sure that it was good. So actually, if we go back to Canvas and let's add a tool. That's what we did. We added.
Yeah, was it the thing down in settings?
I think so. Let's see.
Navigation. Was it?
I remember. We added a module.
Add module.
It's all coming back now.
So, okay, so we're going to
modules on the left-hand nav bar.
Module. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that was in mod. Okay, so yeah, this is actually going to be an add module.
Yeah.
Module name, and we had to spell it right. It was Brightwave, right?
With a Y. Brightwave.
Was with the Y?
Yes. Like Rainbow Bright.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yes. And then add module. And now where you added the module, it will always go down at the very bottom.
Yeah, right. It's this one.
And now
drop files here to add, and you click on this, and oh yeah, did we have to download?
We don't see, did you get a pop-up box? We're not seeing it. I think we did the 3 dots to the right.
Okay.
And we said, no, maybe not. What did we do here? We went into the module. Oh, we did the plus sign on it. That's what we did. Add the plus sign.
That's right. Here we go. Yes.
And then instead of assignment, change assignment to
external tool.
External tool.
Yep. And now.
And then we got Brightwave Deep Link. There we go.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
External tool.
We made it there.
Yes.
All right. Give that a try
you
and then
click
send a
on
panicked
that.
email if I can't do.
Yeah. I can walk you through. It's
It is,
Okay.
yeah, it is not a difficult process. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
you have to remember the steps.
all of this is new. None of this is especially complex, at least on this level. Obviously, we're still having other issues, but that's something that we're hoping to get sorted out fairly soon. So yeah, if you, Joe, I don't know if you've started up on yours yet. No, because you should have copied over the new template because in order for that to work. But did I get the template done in time? When I write the novel about everything that I've gone through this summer, I will send promo copies to everybody so that you understand what's been going on in my brain. It's just been a lot. And yes, I know that we actually have almost a week to get this done. I've done things like this before, so we can get this. Okay, so that's how we add Brightwave. If something is pre-existing, it will be on all the templates if you're downloading it. Anything else? Obviously, I still have a lot of stuff to clear up on the in-house end and get out to everybody. I'm working on that. We'll have that in the next day or so, starting with course assignments. I think I can get that finalized fairly quickly. Then the templates will go very quickly after that when everybody gets their Canvas blocks as the course assignments, and then get everything tuned in correctly. If I have to do something where I show you how to do the assignments and possibly the exam setup again, I'll be happy to do that. All right.
And everybody, if you have trouble with anything, you have Charlie's email address. You can send us a note, let us know if students are getting stuck, if something's not working well.
Yeah.
This is the launch with Follett being on campus and being the new bookstore in town. We are hoping that we have buttoned up everything that we needed to button up. I've done multiple checks with them to make sure that things are correctly in place, but we all know how new things can go. So let us know if anything seems amiss, and we'll work with Follett closely to make sure everybody has a good experience.
What is the ID for Charlie? What is, we want to get a hold
Charlie's
of?
email address?
Yeah.
Charlie, you want to throw it in the chat?
Can you email us the email address?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'll also put it in the chats so we can have it.
Anybody think of any questions that they have?
Not yet, but yeah, we'll see what comes up in the next week, literally. I see everybody here, I think, has the new books. I mean, wait, Nick, did you ever stop by and pick up the new textbooks?
No,
Yeah, and say we'll have to get that for you sometime soon.
I can come by today.
If you can, yeah. I mean, I asked Nikolai. I said I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there today for sure. But you know, if you need to get into my office, there's just piles of them on the floor there. It's the one that's the mostly red one, which we haven't had a red one before, so at least that sticks out a little bit. If you get in there, you have my permission to. That's the new stats book. So that's that. Wait, Alan, hold that up again. Which one is the higher?
That's the Excel one, I think.
Is that the Excel one? Up, yes,
Yeah.
that is the Excel one. So that's 203. You're good. Okay. All right. Stay tuned. We still have I still have a tremendous amount of stuff going on. We still have a tremendous amount of stuff going on. But it is a little bit of time left in this. I'm not going anywhere for Labor Day. And yeah, that's if we're good with this, okay. Yeah, if First off, thank you all for being here. Second, yeah, I did tape this. So as soon as I get the file, I will post it up for everybody to have for reference in our part, and for the slackers who didn't bother to get out of bed this morning. We'll get them on board too, because I am not fielding 400 questions of, oh yeah, how do I get the homework set up? That's why we do that. Okay, let me get back to work. Alex, Charles, thank you very, very, very much for this, and Alex in particular for like putting up with my neurosis through this entire summer.
No problem. That's what we're here for.
Charles, can you
Different
stay
line of
up
work.
for a second?
So when do you expect the 203 template to finish, Patrick?
203, that one's actually easier. I think I've got that one mostly done. Let me double check. I will write you a personal email to let you know that that one's live and you can copy it over, okay? I think that one I've got like I said, I think I've got that one mostly set up, and because that one's simple. And 103, for as important as it is also the one that was the most complicated, and I wanted to do the other ones first to get some practice in before I screwed that one up. So watch for that one. That like I said, I think I got that done. That and 106 should at least be very close, and those two should go out pretty much today. 103, I may have to stay up overnight. I don't know. Anna's been dealing with the baby on the overnight. She's been an absolute machine as usual. But if I have to stick it out until 3 in the morning, I'll make coffee or something and go for it. That's for me. And that's what I'm doing, plus other stuff that's going on. And yeah. All right, cool.
Patrick, I think we have a question.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Antonio. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, sorry for joining late. A couple of things, Alex. It's nice to meet you. I think you're a Pearson rep for Mercy.
I was gonna say, are you the same Antonio that I email with all the time for Mercy and Lehman?
Yeah.
Fordham?
Yeah.
Yes, him.
Yeah. So it's nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Did we? I know I joined late. Did we figure out the whole Brightwave situation to merge with all right, perfect, because that was a little weird. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. The Brightwave and the Pearson account.
That will get built into the template. That is already added to the template. And when you do the template for your individual classes, that'll be sitting there already. And then the process for the students to get the access codes from there is pretty straightforward.
Okay, perfect. I know we're gonna merge that with Canvas. I work at a different university. I know how to do that. But my only question is, do I have a Pearson account for a Bridgeport, or is it a Brightwave account? I don't know how that.
I don't think you need
Antonio,
either of them.
Use the Pearson account that I put all of your courses into. Use that same account when you're in Canvas and you link over to Pearson for the first time. It's going to ask you for your Pearson account. Use the one that I always load all of your courses into.
Okay.
Use that same Pearson account, and I'll add Bridgeport as an institution on there. And Antonio, for you, make sure if you're teaching stats that you don't use your templates. You've got Patrick's in here, because the codes are linked to the templates that Patrick has, not stuff that you've used. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the past, yes.
Yeah. So let me know if you get stuck with that.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you can stay like a couple minutes behind.
Yeah.
Thank you. Or I'll send you an email and then we'll get on Zoom, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Antonio, if you want to hop on Zoom real quick.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to do a separate channel, but set that up super quick. And you guys, because you have obviously a much longer history doing this stuff and probably a bit more of a connection with the company. So that's going to be something that you have to get sorted. For us, we're a bit more contained, so it works out a little better. All right, if that's the case, then you guys are going to go do that. I'm going to go start driving myself insane again, and we're going to get this all done, and you guys are going to hear much more from me in the next few days. All right, cool.
Reach out if you need our help. It was nice meeting everybody.
Thank you. Again, thank you very, very much. I'll see y'all around soon.
I just emailed you.
All right.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Charles,
Okay.
can you stay on, Charles?
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, sure, I'm here.
Nick, send and say get Charles an individual thing because I have to get closed out and deal with everything else that I've got going on around here. Okay.
Nick, so should I send you an invite? Maybe because
Yeah.
we're on Patrick's
Yes.
Do
Zoom.
that. You got his.
Just send me an invite because it's a Sacred Heart issue, that stat class.
Oh, even better.
Great
Okay, yeah.
import.
That's for you
All right,
guys to
Nicholas,
figure out.
what's your last name so I know where to send it to?
Douglas.
All right, I'll do that. All right, thank
All
you.
right. Go. I'll see you
Thanks,
guys
Patrick.
later.